The world's best are coming for the Rugby League World Cup, and the man hoping to lead the charge for Australia is James Tedesco, and he joins me now. Teddy, the World Cup is just about here. How exciting.
Yeah, it's very exciting. It'll be the first time I can represent Australia in the World Cup. I've played 2 for Italy, obviously, and they were a great experience itself, but you know, the dream is always to represent Australia, and playing a World Cup doesn't get much better than that.
In 2013, and you and Minnie and Aidan Guerra and all the boys, and back then the Count was the king, but mate, now you've taken all these roles, mate. You've got his Roosters jumper, you've got his Australian jumper. I mean, does it feel funny? Is it going to feel funny that you've gone from that little kid all that way along?
Yeah. I learned a lot. That was my first sort of representative footy, playing for Italy in the centres. Minnie was fullback, and even just how Minnie was a leader on and off the field, how he approached professionalism, approached the game. I learned a lot off him that year, and he was the king back then, so I learned a lot off him, and I felt like that was a good stepping stone in my sort of representative career, and played in the centres there, and had a fun time, enjoyed myself, and it's always special to represent. That's where my dad's side's from. My nonna, she was very proud for Italy, but they'll be stoked to see me represent Australia in the World Cup for sure. So
there's no family members blowing up saying, mate, what are you doing?
I gave Italy a good go, represented a couple of times, so they're happy with that.
Because by rights, you would have played more Test footy for Australia. It's just been, does that make this more special?
Yeah, definitely. It's disappointing that we didn't get the chance to represent Australia and play any rep footy at the end of the year because of the last 2 years, and everyone's been keen as well. I've been so keen to represent Australia and play some international footy, so it's just it's been a bit of a long wait. I only got my first taste in 18 and 19, played a couple of games and loved it, and I think we had plans to go on a tour the last couple of years, and that didn't get done, and now I've got the opportunity for a World Cup, so I think everyone will be itching, and can't wait. Across every nation, it's very, very strong, so it's going to make for a very interesting World Cup. Obviously, Samoa, Tonga, England, New Zealand. It's going to be a pretty even World Cup, and it's just, as I said, it's been a long time since being able to represent Australia, and just can't wait to get out there. It's going to be a great challenge.
This is going to be a lot closer than people, what you've seen in the past.
Yeah, well, it's probably a bit different than the past couple of World Cups, where I think everyone was, especially in NRL, everyone wanted to play for Australia, but now it's really diverse in terms of guys playing for their culture and their heritage as well. So I think it's going to be a very close World Cup. It's going to make some great footy, some really tight contests, and that's what you want. I think a few guys are, Kiri picking Ireland, a few guys that are really just representing their culture, which is awesome. I think it probably wasn't as strong back 5-10 years ago, but today it's really strong.
It's going to put a hell of a lot more pressure on Australia, New Zealand and England, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. It's not going to be it's not just going to be Australia, New Zealand at the top, or England. It's going to be these Samoa, Tongan, a lot of teams that are going to be fighting for those top spots. So as I said, it's going to make some great footy, and there's going to be a lot of NRL talent spread across a lot of different teams, which is really exciting.
Have you told Victor and that listen, I'll be just motoring over the top of you?
It's going to be weird playing against Victor. I don't think I've played against him before, so I probably won't run near him. He's pretty well known for putting some hits on, so maybe puts a bit of feet on him, see how he goes.
Going to a World Cup, wearing that jersey, when does that hit you, that, mate, how big an event it is?
Yeah, probably just putting the jersey on and looking who I'm representing. I feel like it's with any sport worldwide. If you're representing Australia, everyone gets behind you, whether in Australia or if we're versing a nation. It's just there's a competitive nature about it. So I know there's going to be a lot of people supporting us, and a lot of people counting on Australia. Everyone in Australia is going to be counting us to win. So, I enjoy that. It's similar to State of Origin. Whole of New South Wales is behind you and counting on you. So, now it's just on a bigger scale for Australia.
The flip side of that is, mate, when you're playing, everyone's on the opposition if they're not from Australia.
That's right. That's what it's going to be like over there. And I don't know. Hopefully, some people from Australia travel over and support us, but it's going to be very dominated by the English, and I don't think we'll be well liked over there, but that's how it is. Just shows how big the international game is, and as I said, there's NRL, Super League just spread across a lot of nations, which is so exciting, and coaches as well. So it's just going to be a great experience and a great World Cup.
Your first game's against Fiji at Headingley.
I haven't gave it too much thought. didn't even know if we were versing Fiji first, to be honest. I've just put my focus on the Roosters at the moment, and I know Australia and World Cup's there at the end of the year, and I feel like I don't need to give it too much energy yet. But then, once my job's done here, I'll be putting all my energy into it, and I'll be looking forward to that first game against Fiji.
The heat is on right from the get-go and all the way through.
I feel like there's, even Fiji, they're going to be competitive. All these teams are going to be, it's not going to be easy games. I mean, New Zealand in the final will probably be, whoever makes the grand final is going to be an even tougher game. So it just shows the quality of the nations that are playing, and it'll be good. I think we're 1-1 out of 19 versus New Zealand, so it'll be a good contest against Joey again. First
memory of the Kangaroos.
My main memories was watching Darren Lockyer. I love watching Freddie as well, but I just remember Darren Lockyer. He was, when I was growing up, he was the man. He was just carving up. I think he played, I don't know how many tests for Australia, but he was the man. And I just remember them dominating. Really, Australia were pretty dominant when I was growing up. And as I said, the nations have got a lot stronger since then, but I always remember watching Australia going well.
And the women in wheelchair are there as well too. That's a big thing. I mean, it's making it more of an event, isn't it?
This shows the growth of the game, and so inclusive to everyone, women and disabled now as well. It's just on a bigger stage. The game's growing at such a high rate. So it's great to have everyone involved, and there's going to be so much viewing for everyone to get behind and everyone to back Australia.
Like, how emotional do you get?
Yeah, it's pretty special. I mean, as I said, probably doesn't sink in till you put the jersey on, you realise who you're representing. And my friends and family, they're my biggest supporters, and they've been with me my whole way. So I guess representing them and then the whole of Australia, it is a bit overwhelming, but you've got a job to do when you're running the field as well.
It hasn't all come easy. Everyone looks now, but you can get there.
And the main message is to dream big, dream. I always had dreams to play in the NRL, play for New South Wales, and Australia was the pinnacle. And I never gave up on those dreams. Always worked hard when I was a kid, and most of all, I enjoyed my footy. And now I'm here, so it's pretty surreal.
Teddy, thanks for joining us. And like so many others, we cannot wait for the Rugby League World Cup.